Hi guys. Okay, first video with the light ring, my little thing. How are you? So today what I wanted to do was to teach you 4 breathing and mindfulness practices that you can use and do anywhere to feel calm and grounded. So let's start first by talking about exhales. Exhales are the parasympathetic or the grounding half of your breath. And what they actually do is they trigger the rest and digest reaction in your body. Your inhales, if you're freaking out, breathing all like inhaling, is what happens when you have like your stress response. So in a time like this, when you're worried and anxious and, anxiousness and stress increase, you really want to focus some time on your extra long exhales. So what I like to do when I'm doing a breathing practice is find a comfortable place to sit. I'm actually in my basement because everyone's home, no school or anything. And one of the things for my my essential oil folks is you can take your favorite oil. Today I'm going to use Balance, which is super grounding, and put a drop in your hands or on your wrists. So I'm just gonna, so you can see what I'm doing here, putting a little bit on my wrists. I'm just gonna start first by just taking a couple breaths to breathe in. So find a comfortable seat, see if you can kind of turn your phone off, turn the ringer off, and be away from other people. You have to go in the closet or in the bathroom, do that. I'm in the basement. And then just find your comfortable seat, close your eyes, take your favorite oil if that's part of your practice, and just breathe in for just a moment or two. So filling up on your inhale, filling up on your exhale. And what I want you to begin with is just sort of like be a detective about your breath. Notice the texture, the temperature, the quality, the fullness, the emptiness, the balance or the lack of balance in your breath. Where are you feeling shapes and spaces change? And it's important at this time to not be judgmental about how you're breathing. If it's all up here in your collarbones, it's okay. Just notice it. So take one more breath like that, just being aware and noticing. Okay, now open your eyes if they were closed. Let's do 4 practices that are breathing and sort of mindfulness practices. And you can have these in your toolbox as we travel through these weeks ahead with uncertainty and lots of information. And hopefully they will help you. So first, let's talk about extra long exhales. So what I recommend is you will read a lot about counting and breathing, and there are times where people will give you numbers to count to and so on. But I find that everyone has a different length of their breath, and at various times in the day, we have different lengths of our breath. So what I recommend is inhaling, counting how long your inhale is. So say, for example, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, and it feels full and satisfying. That's your count. Okay, so it's not like a set amount, like do this many or do this many. Do what feels satisfying to you. For some of us, it will be 6. For some of us, it will be 3. So you will inhale and let your inhale determine how long your exhale is going to be. And what I mean by that is inhale, count. So let's say it's a count of 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. You feel full and satisfied. And then on your exhale, you're going to add a count or 2 longer. So if you inhaled for 4, you would exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you feel satisfied, you're getting enough breath, and then you're just emphasizing a little bit longer. You do not have to count. You can just emphasize your exhale. But when your mind is super chatty, having those numbers there and having something additional to focus on is really, really helpful. So let's do 5 breaths like that. Inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 5 or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now do 3 more on your own, counting as you inhale, counting as you exhale. And if you want to do it with your oils. And now just take one regular breath and notice how everything's just shifted slightly. You feel a little bit more grounded. You feel like you've landed a little bit in the space. That's a practice you can do anywhere. You can do it in your bed. You can do it in your car. You can do it at work. You can do it anywhere. It's very calming. It will physiologically help send you into rest and digest and your relaxation response. Another way to do a counting breath is to inhale, say for 4. Always choose the length of your inhale to determine everything else so you feel like you're getting enough breath. And I should say as an aside, it does not matter in this moment if you breathe with your mouth open or you breathe with your mouth closed. In yogic breathing, sometimes teachers will teach us to only breathe through our nose, but it's my experience that that can be very stressful for people who do not normally do that. And most of us do not do that. So if you try breathing with your mouth closed and it sort of makes you feel anxious in any way, just breathe with your mouth open. And that's particularly helpful if you're feeling congested or, allergies are spiking up. So the second practice is you will inhale for 4, pause for 1 or 2, exhale for 4, pause for 1 or 2. So you'll pause at the top and pause at the bottom of your breath. And I like to think about this like as if you were painting a wall. You paint up and you have that hair of a second where you're going to be turning the direction, and then you paint down and you have a hair of a second at the bottom where you're turning back up. So it's just a brief pause. And in that pause, I want you to feel the fullness at the top and the emptiness at the bottom. Okay, so let's do 4 breaths like that. Inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top. Exhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the bottom and then return. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Okay, so that's your second practice. Now I'm going to give you 2 more. These are more specific practices that I like to share with my students. So the first is called alternate nostril breathing. And you can find many articles about alternate nostril breathing and positions to do your hands on your third eye and so on. But I like to simplify things because we get into the moment where we want to do this and then we forget, where do I put my hands? So I always tell people to do like the Hayman Bahamas hang 10 with their hands. And what you'll do is you'll plug a nostril, inhale through the other, close both, open the opposite, exhale. Inhale through the open one, close, exhale, open the second side, inhale, close, exhale, open, inhale, close, exhale, open, and so on. And you can go for a round of, say, 10 on each side or 5 on each side. And what this does is if you are feeling like way up here in the anxiousness space, it will help you feel grounded. If you're feeling really down and heavy, it will lift you. So it balances out your energy. And if you're feeling particularly anxious, what it does is it keeps your brain super, super busy. It crosses both hemispheres of your brain. So you get a lot of neurological pathways, new pathways made, and it can be very calming. This is a great one. Say, for example, if you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't fall asleep and your mind is super chatty and you're thinking about all the worries of your house, your friends, your family, the world, try some alternate nostril breathing. And then finally, the last one I want to recommend to you, because I want to keep this short and snackable, is something called Kirtan Kriya. And this is a practice in the Kundalini wing of yoga, and I'm going to give you a simplified version of it. So in this practice, you use your hands, and what you do essentially is you take each hand and you do first finger, thumb, second finger, thumb, third finger, thumb, pinky finger, thumb. Okay, so that's the hand movement. And normally I would do that with my hands resting down. You can do it if you're practicing yoga in Shavasana. You can do it in bed. You can do it in, when you're sitting on the couch. But what I don't want is for you to hold your hands up like this so that you get all this tension and lack of support in your upper back and chest. So instead you're going to do, I'm holding it up so you can see, but I want you to have your hands on your lap resting and relaxed. So what we'll do is we'll start first in both hands, first finger, thumb, and I want you to feel the texture, the temperature, the pressure. You can feel your fingerprints. It feels warm. You feel that pressure. Second finger, thumb, third finger, thumb, pinky finger, thumb. And then you'll come back to the beginning. First, second, third, pinky. And let's do one more round just like that. First, second, third, pinky. And now we're going to add breathing to that. So as you inhale, you switch. So inhale, exhale, bring your fingers together. Inhale, switch. Exhale, bring them together. Inhale, switch. Exhale, bring them together. Inhale, switch. Exhale, bring them together. So you can just do the fingers. You can add the breathing, or you can do it in the more traditional way, and that is to add a phrase for each finger. So I'm going to tell you the traditional phrases to use, but if you forget, because you will, and it's possible that you will not remember, what you're looking for are 4 phrases or 4 words. So you could use letters, Y-O-G-A, C-A-L-M, or you can use a phrase. I have a yoga student who says, "This is for me. I am calm now." Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you the traditional phrases, and there are reasons for that are beyond the scope of this video. But just so you know that if you can't remember what those are and you're in bed in the middle of the night, or you're sitting somewhere waiting for someone and you want to try and use this practice, you can just use 4 phrases, 4 letters, 4 words, okay? So the traditional are sa, ta, na, ma. And you'd be having your hands on your lap. And if you think about it, each time you're changing it, you're saying it in your head. So you can use your exhale, where you exhale and you're saying in your head sa. Inhale, exhale, say in your head ta, ma, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. One more time. Sa, ta, na, ma. Okay. So those are some beginning practices for you. I'm going to work on getting my mic set up today and teach so I can teach you some actual classes. Tomorrow, or maybe later today, I might do a video about stress and anxiousness oils, so you have that in your toolbox as well. All right, you guys, it's been great. I will see you soon. Namaste.